Hi, friends. Thank you for joining us on Ask a Priest. My name is Sunil Chandy, and this is the ministry out of Christ Episcopal Church. And we thank you for participating with us. And today on Ask a Priest, we have a really wonderful and important question, and that is what is the Book of Common Prayer? And I think this is an important question for us Episcopalians, especially since we are, the Episcopal Church is defined by how we worship and how we pray. And so that defines our life, helps us define meaning and hope, helps us define connection with God, our worship patterns. And so this Book of Common Prayer is very important to us. It is so important that oftentimes we're called the people of the book. This book and also the Bible, both books are important for us as we find our relationship with God, as we engage in our acts of prayer, as we have our conversation with God, and how God shapes us as a people. So we are a community of people, the Episcopal Church is, that is centered around this book, A Common Worship, and of course the Bible, which the Book of Common Prayer is littered with, or not littered, embedded within it. It's the Book of Common Prayer are references to the Bible all through this wonderful book. So what is the Book of Common Prayer? Well, I think the best way to kind of talk about it is to think a little bit historically. If you remember, the Episcopal Church is a part of the Anglican Communion. It is a part of the Anglican Church, the English Church that was worldwide and is still continues to be worldwide. We're the American branch of that Anglican Communion. And the Anglican Communion came into existence, and it was a part, of course, of the originally part of the Roman Catholic tradition. And after the Reformation, after the Protestant Reformation, the Anglican Church broke off, and so and one of the important developments of the breaking off of the Anglican Church was the development of the Book of Common Prayer. The first published Book of Common Prayer was 1549, and Archbishop of Canterbury, the Archbishop of Canterbury, Thomas Cranmer, was the one who first published it and convened a group of people to help develop it. And out of that book, the book was the idea of that book, of this Book of Common Prayer, is an idea in which the community in England, the community of people, would grow and worship together as they prayed in the common language, the vernacular of the day, which was the English language. And it was really an effort to help develop a nation of people in prayer. And it's a wonderful idea. And one of the guiding principles is this Latin phrase, lex orandi, lex cordendi, and it could be extended to lex vivendi. So what we pray shapes what we believe, which shapes how we live in the world. And so the Book of Common Prayer was developed out of that idea that prayer can shape our life. Prayer can shape our life as we pray and are in conversation with God, and as we pray as a community, knowing that we are all neighbors, connected to one another, and to the experience of God through our faith. And so the first Book of Common Prayer was 1549. And then it went through many revisions. Then, of course, in the American Revolution, America broke off from England, and we established our own prayer book in 1789. And then we've had a number of revisions. And right now, the book that we have is 1979, and that is the latest version. But through this Book of Common Prayer, we pray together as a community. We have, and it's longer than this conversation, but we have many rites that go all the way back to the first century. We have prayers that are both ancient and modern, and and all of which are just point us to this conversation, this ongoing conversation that we have with God, as God helps us to find our purpose and meaning, helps us to find our joy and hope as we live in this world. And so I hope this is, in a nutshell, an answer to some of the questions this question that you might have. But my hope is that you will continue to search and to learn and to continue to ask these questions, not only through this online platform, but also with your local parish and with your local priest, because how we pray shapes what we believe, and what we believe shapes how we live our life. And so my hope is that you will live your life with joy, with hope, with God in conversation with you always. God bless you.
Thanks for watching. Did you know that you can join Christ Church from anywhere in the world? If you're feeling connected to what we're doing, email us today at communicate@christchurchwesterly.org.